Hello, 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 and happy Friday night. It's Friday night. Yes, it's the end of the work week for many of you. Some of you have to work the weekend. And some of you just work all the time. So here is some Palo Santo to lift your mood. I always like to do my hands. And we're here for a Friday night weekend energy forecast. And you hear Benny talking. I think that's Benny. Could be Jackson. But I have four decks here in front of me. I have my Sacred Shaman deck. I have my Angels and Ancestors, the Urban Crows, and the Medicine Woman. And I'm not sure which deck I feel like tonight. One of the cool things going on at the Oklahoma Healing Connection is I have a Schedule 1, Get 1 free. It excludes the Raindrop and the Shamanic Raindrop and any of like the monthly specials. But any of the regular single sessions, you Schedule 1, come in, and when you come in, you'll get a voucher and you can use it on anything that's in that same price range. For a second session. So it's a buy one, like a Schedule 1, Get 1. So I'm going to call it my SOGO. So go to my scheduling site at oklahomahealingconnection.com and schedule your session. And then you'll get a free session. I'm celebrating because I passed my insurance boards, and I'm super excited about that. I'm feeling the Medicine Woman deck, so that's the deck that I'm going to go with. So do me a favor when you watch this video, whether you catch it live or on the replay, I would like for you to love this video, push it up in the algorithm. Let's not give Facebook any money. Comment where you're watching from and share the video. And when you do that, when you do those three things, you will be, your name will, because I'll see it, in the comments. And then I'll see it where it'll show that you shared it. Unless you have it blocked where I can't see it, then you'll need to let me know that you shared it. And so when you share it, then your name goes into my Tuesday night drawing. And then on Tuesday nights, I will draw a name, and that person will win a 1 hour remote session with me. So I think that's pretty cool. Yeah. Seeing if we have any more cards that drop out. We're using the Medicine Woman deck. Sometimes she can be kind of graphic. And then other times it's like talking to a grandmother. So I'm going, I guess it's like a woman. We're fickle. We can go from one persona to another persona, I guess. Depending on how we need to express our divine self. Okay. See if there's anything. Okay. Anything else left to say? Medicine Woman. Okay. That was probably it. I've got a handful of cards. And we're going to do them in a row of 3. So it'll be the first row is the energy where we're coming from. The energy where we're coming from. And that's going to be the very first row. So let's set those babies up. Here, let me go ahead and turn it over. And you can see that first card is Summer. The second card is the obstacle, and that's the bear totem. And then our help is upside down, and it is authenticity upside down. So I'm like, okay, we got a little bit of a situation going on here. So that first card is summer. And the summer is about blooming, being in bloom, being at your top-notch energy. And this is, kind of like you've been rocking and rolling, doing great things, things falling into place, good things happening in your life, and you've been enjoying that. The obstacle, the bear totem, is kind of like, when I see the bear totem, I see it as in a way of nurturing, retiring, going into that cave. And so as this obstacle, I'm going to say, is that you're kind of been burning the candle at both ends. And it's really necessary for you right now to kind of take some rest time. That bear totem is coming in going, okay, it's time to take some rest. Now, authenticity is in our help, or what's the good side of the energy. But what we notice is that it's upside down. So I'm going, when I look at that and authenticity is upside down, what I'm looking at there is how we're probably not getting the total picture of what's going on around us. We're not getting the total picture. So if you're thinking about how you burn the candle at both, you're burning the candle at both ends there, so it's kind of like you're not having a good balance. And so that bear totem's coming in saying you need to stop and rest and get yourself into a sense of balance. But that authenticity, again, there's some falsehoods there. There's not some total truths that are occurring in your situation, in this particular situation. So it's only getting like half truths. You're not getting the whole story. Burning the candles at the both end isn't really giving you that opportunity to use good discernment and to be able to work through some of that stuff that's going on. So, this is a time, it says that you're coming from this time that you really need to stop and just relax. Take some time to love on yourself and get your energy, get your vibe back. Now, where are we right now? What are we right in the middle of? That's that next row. And let's start looking at the very first card. And that very first card is that wild feminine. And this is a time of and I'm going to say it's almost primal instinct. And how we take care of our home, the inside of our home. And I'm not meaning it as in, do you keep it clean? I mean, that is a part of it, but it's not the significant part. The significant part is how are you caring for your sacred space? Because you're at this point that you're very, when I'm going to say primitive, it's like an instinct for survival, and you're at the, you're getting to a raw point with this. And so it's focusing on the way that you are taking care of that inner space, that sacred space, that you have right there. Oh, my heater just kicked on. Okay, come on, stick back. All right, so the bison totem is what is kind of our obstacle, or it's what's holding us in place. Okay, heater. And this is talking about right now you've got some good things coming in your path, and that's what some of that distraction is for you. You've got a little bit of a distraction with that, not meaning that it's a bad distraction. because it's abundance. You got good things happening. But I'm going to say it's reinforced here that it's a definite distraction. It's something to kind of keep your mind off of some of the other things, you know, the cumbersome things that have been going on in your path. So this is where you are currently. This is where we are currently for the weekend. All right, so we've got our last 3 cards coming up, and this is where it's headed to and what's happening. And I'm kind of laughing because that sacred sexuality is about reconnecting with some sexuality, with your libido, your drive, having some desire coming through. And it's interesting when I'm seeing this, because it's like I did a romance reading, and the romance reading was talking about, for people that are in a committed relationship, that it was a very important weekend for connection. And, you know, and the implication there can also be for a sexual connection. So again, this is talking about the energy is a perfect time, perfect place for you to be focusing on that sacred sexuality and how you connect with your love through there. And so the art of rituals, and I'm kind of giggling, is saying, yeah, you're going to have to do some romancing with that. It's not going to be one of those just expect that it's going to happen. You're going to have to do some romancing. And in my head, what I'm seeing is I'm seeing like the peacock, the male peacock, doing his feathers and kind of doing the little dance for the female peacocks, trying to attract a mate. So in this, you know, vibration and in this frequency, what I'm saying here is that you're going to have to do a little bit of work in order to honor that sacred sexuality. You will have to do, yes, you will have to do a little work. Yeah, and you're like, God bless it. Well, the interesting, what I really like is that we have the healing card at the very end. And so this is something that is very good for your spirit. It is very good for your vibe, your frequency, your energy. Let's take a look at that card right there at the end. I was going to bring it in a little bit. Yeah, here we go. The healing card. So if you take a look at that, it's a good weekend. The distractions are there. There are distractions all over. There are distractions to keep you from doing what you need to be doing. And the focus here is for you to be honoring your sacred sexuality, loving with your partner, and having a most beautiful weekend. So peace.